Hello everyone, welcome back to Suspense Travel. Have an update for you today. We're going to be discussing the new updates going on with the Thai government and their reopening for this new tour season. We're going to dive right into that, and I'll have some changes that they've made and let you know a little bit about the progress that I've made personally on the trek to getting over there and just figuring it out. So yeah, let's jump into it. So we're here on the Thai Embassy website, the embassy in Washington, D.C., and you can see that they have updated their site, and with their step-by-step process, they have eliminated the mail-in section of their steps, which was 3 and 4, somewhere in here. So you no longer have to mail it into the embassy. Now you can simply just do the process online and wait for their approval in the form of an email, a confirmation email. So that was the big news that just rolled out today. So a great upgrade in their system. It's going to save a lot of hassle in the long run. Once you get that visa all set up with, which I just started today, I just got into it and waiting for approval. So that is awesome. Can't wait for that. Let's do a quick rundown of the step-by-step guide with the new process. So step 1, this is only if you're doing a visa exemption. Again, you have to be from certain countries, I think US, UK, Canada, probably Australia. So this is a visa for less than 45 days. Unless you're just there strictly on vacation, this is a great way to avoid all the hassle here. And you will not have to apply for a visa online. You can just travel there and fill out the certificate of entry. That is a mandatory step. So if we are not doing that, say if you want to stay longer or eventually work there, maybe have an extended vacation, then we need to go to the thaivisa.go.th website. This is where you apply for the visas. There is the tourist visa, the extendable one. I believe you can extend it up to 60 days. There is visas like a work visa where you get sponsored. There is non-ed visas, so you could go there on an educational visa, which could include universities. It can include courses such as language, Muay Thai, scuba diving. You could go for all these purposes, but you're not technically allowed to work. So that would also be a great option. So you choose which visa you want, you go through the process. Now keep in mind you do need to book the ticket ahead of time and book the accommodation ahead of time. Luckily, these two things are fairly easy. You can always, with most major hospitality providers, they have waived their change fees, so no need to actually pay for these changes. You can just set them up, and if you need to move them back, you can at will, which is a great change. Keep that in mind when you're going through this visa process. They're going to ask you for flight information and accommodation, so have that booked before you start the step 2 here. And then the visa will get back to you within 15 days. So again, no need to mail them physically anything. You will have submitted that already, and they will check it online. And then you will receive a confirmation email. At this point, you'll have to do a certificate of entry. So you will fill that out. That is how you prove that you have been vaccinated and prove that. And you will need to get a COVID test right before you leave as well, within 3 days of travel. So this is separate from the certificate of entry, and you will also need medical insurance covering COVID-19. So some travel insurances have that, but you have to make sure that it covers a case of COVID-19. And yeah, once you have all those, you're set to go. And again, keep on top of these updates. I mean, this has changed like twice since I made my last update video. So it's important to not get on that flight before you know exactly what to expect, because, one spike and you could get shut down or denied access. And here we can see on Reuters the scheduled reopening to vaccinated visitors in October is getting pushed back to November. So don't expect to get into these other places, Bangkok, Chiang Mai, and a few other regions without quarantining until November. So they have pushed that back an entire month, and it is possible they're going to push that back again. But on the brighter side, if you do decide to go a little earlier than that, they have cut the quarantine time in half to where it's only necessary to stay in an alternate quarantine accommodation for 7 days instead of 14 for vaccinated travelers. So you can see here, Thailand will waive its mandatory quarantine requirement in Bangkok and 9 regions from November 1st to vaccinated arrivals. And you can kind of see this duality kind of forming where the country really needs the hospitality revenue, but they're struggling to combat COVID. So it's kind of this weird measurement where they're trying to do both. So really keep an eye on it. If you were planning a trip and you were wanting to arrive and not have to quarantine at all, then you probably want to reschedule till November, maybe even December if they end up rolling this back again. Alright, one last thing to note. The points guy mentioned a very prominent point here, that if you are looking to quarantine in Thailand, that maybe you want to book with cash. There is a good cash conversion rate there, and hotels are very inexpensive. So maybe you want to save your points for somewhere else and just book the hotel if you're planning on staying in those nice accommodations in Bangkok on arrival. So that's everything I have for you today. A quick update. Just wanted to share that with everyone. And if you thought this was helpful, please give this video a like. Subscribe if you want more up-to-date information on the visa process going on in Thailand right now, and they're reopening to tourism, as well as some vlogging videos. And eventually I myself am going to get to Thailand, and then I'll be sharing with everyone my process and my progress on getting accommodated in a new and exciting country with plenty to offer. So that'll be great. Anyways, have a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, and good night. I'll see you next time.